Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for Wednesday, February 22nd. Yes. It's weird because the clock is 12:21 and it's the 21st. I do this a day ahead of time, usually, if I'm up with it, so everybody from all different time zones can get it on the day of, but it also is a timeless reading for whenever you stumble upon it, and I try to use a different deck every day. This time we're using the Star Spinner Tarot, really beautiful, inclusive deck with an abundance of lovers cards. Okay, let's give it a good shuffle. This will be a 3-card collective reading, if you didn't already know that. And just kind of like energies for the day, but it could be a big picture kind of thing. It could be something that you stumble upon today that helps you later as well. It could be just minute things too, because that's what this is sort of intended for. Like the daily dust is just sort of the mundane, but even in our mundane daily lives, miracles happen too. All right, let's see what we've got. We have, ooh, I love this one because I'm all about the fairies. So the 3 of Wands. Nice. The 7 of Coins or Pentacles. I love swans too. Oh, there's another fairy. And the 2 of Wands. Those are 2 of my favorite cards in the deck. And she's pretty nice too. Alright, let's zoom on in and see what we get. I watched a real cool video by Jake Ducey. He's been sort of a fun guru along my journey here. And he's just very like easy to listen to, like very matter of fact, but matter of fact in diving into really sometimes difficult subject matter to understand. And so it's about reality and how we create our reality and how we visualize and how we see the future that we want for ourselves. The future's not here yet. It's an invisible thing. It's an elusive thing that we don't know what it's going to be. We can make it whatever we want it to be. We can attract whatever we want to attract. It doesn't have to be a repetition of today. Although generally things kind of follow along a certain pattern and timeline, and that's what I like to help here is to help kind of highlight the positive energies, highlight opportunities when they arise. If you have a question in your mind, should I go through that door, or things like that can help you along the way. But even a choice, any choice is leading you to your path, right? So with the 2 and the 3 of Wands here, it's all about, to me, like expectation, like seeing your future, seeing the way you want to paint it. Like, how do you want it to look? Like, this really resonates with me because I see these colors too. Like my vision, even though sometimes it's not super specific, it is kind of this color. It's like pastels and it has like this golden rosy glow to it. And to say everything I see when I see the happiest vision I can see has that kind of quality. It's like Josephine wall painting. It's rich in details and dimension and connectivity with people and these beautiful colors. So let's see what this means for you. So the 3 of Wands is sometimes it's about looking forward for somebody to show up, or making plans or seeing your plans coming through. It's looking at the broader world and bridging that abstract idea and using it into material things. Like sometimes we have such a, maybe you have a great imagination, but it's hard to make that imagination conform into something that seems realistic or seems like that you could transfer it to a material thing. It's one of the things that was cool about Jake Dusty's little quick talk. It had to do with the molecules that are around us, the subatomic molecules. It's like, these hard surfaces that we consider something that you can't penetrate are actually just a bunch of, it's just almost an illusion. It's like so if we created a material thing just with our thoughts, think of how many things out there that are floating around, possibilities that we can turn into something concrete that we can hit, and tap and be with in a physical sense, in a material sense. So it might not be something as deep as that. It could be just simply as seeing like opportunities that are ahead of you, and then making you feel brave and bold to keep going, and making those goals into reality. Like, just keep going, don't stop. And you've got the right idea. Don't It's like you might want to be distracted. Don't be distracted. Just keep your eye on the prize. Strategy, planning, focus. Sometimes the wants has to do with travel, but it feels a little bit more like waiting for something to come, or a little, but it's not like stagnant waiting. It's energetic waiting. It's an attraction. It's manifesting. It's really good. And then Two of Wands is like taking the spark from the ace, the idea, and then charting a course, making a plan, and having goals. They're very, very similar. Like, I don't know a whole lot of difference between the 2 and the 3, except that the 2 is a 2 sometimes can be like where you don't make a move. It's a little bit more still. And maybe it's more than, it's not action, but more strategy than anything else. This is where you have to gather up the willpower and prepare yourself for the move. And then this is a move, but it's not quite physical yet. It's more of a game plan that you've come up. So it's like going from the ace, the idea, to the 2, to the strategy or the plan, to the 3, to sort the mental implementation or the spiritual implementation, but not quite yet the physical implementation. And then the 4 of Wands is your happily ever after card. It's your dreams come true. It's the twin flame card. But let's see what the 7 of coins is gorgeous, because it's all about, it's creating the physical. So you're definitely bringing in that physical thing that you desire, the material thing you desire. And it could be anything, like could be creations, artwork, any talent you're good at. And it can represent plain money. It could represent a collection of things that you've been creating or doing. It's investments. It's now your investments are growing, like the seeds that you planted are now growing. So this could be some energy that you've already implemented. And maybe, it's like a beautiful cycle, because maybe you've already done the ace and the 2, and now you're at the 3, and you're creating something, you're making something tangible, physical, material, and there you have it. Like, you feel sort of satisfied. But maybe there's yet another chapter, next phase, and you have to, start preparing for that one. And you just keep, like developing and developing. It's developing things, creating that reality, creating that life you want, using your resources, using your amazing mind and your willpower and your manifestation abilities. And I feel like this is mastering your daily grind. So you can now look around and say, okay, there's things that I know how to do this. I know how to make this grind, this day to day. And I know where to find my joys, and I know where to what things may seem a burden or seem not as pleasant, but I can make almost every moment a pleasant moment, just with a change of my attitude, or just a change, with my viewpoint. So this is like looking at the bigger picture and spending your time cultivating your resources wisely and responsibly, and so it's definitely a mix of practical ways of using your resources, and it's not just money, but it's time, talent, your skills, your friends, uh, the things that you already own, your belongings. Maybe you don't need to go out and get such and such. Maybe you already have that, and that's a place where you can save money because you didn't realize. And there's another thing, like I just realized this morning. I'm like looking for something in my drawer and realizing, oh my gosh, I had this and this that I could have already used instead of buying something new. In fact, I'm wearing some reading glasses that I knew I had bought a second pair of reading glasses, and here they are. And I didn't need to pull out an old pair of reading glasses. I had a fresh set of reading glasses right in my drawer. So some of the things that you can do right here is cleaning out clutter. When you clean out the clutter, you do a lot of good. Like first of all, you clear energy. Secondly, you might find things that you can use. Third, you can donate and help people that need that stuff that you don't need. And yeah, so that's another good thing. Also, I feel like cleaning out the clutter is a great way to attract the things that you actually do want. Like you might have just a lot of things that you're like, why am I holding on to this? My daughter was talking about how she cleans her closet and how it's really good to like just take everything out. She saw someone do this, and she tried it herself. Just throw it all on your bed. Then you hug each piece of clothing, and if it gives you some kind of feeling that feel good, like you joy or whatever, you like this piece of clothing, then yeah, you can keep it. But there's a lot of stuff that we're holding on to that we don't actually use or need that other people could use, right? And even if you don't want to go to the trouble of donating stuff, recycling, or even, if you just have to throw it away, But yeah, I just feel like that can be a great step in the right direction. It's not a requirement. I feel like resources can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be things that you already have. It could be lots of things. Could be just all within you. It's the ruby slippers that you already have on your feet, and just you're not even looking at them. They're pretty. Every once in a while, the light catches a spark, and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty, and like you're not even gonna use them. What? You're not gonna even figure out how they work. So maybe it's about figuring out how things work. You have a lot of tools at hand. You may just be using them in one particular way, but now here's your chance to try something new, try a different approach. So I think that could be a different approach. All right, well, I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.